All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Central Valley Business. I'm Mike Scott. So glad you're with us today on the internet. CentralValleyTalk.com is where you can find us around the world. The internet's an amazing thing. My first guest today, local fitness trainer Lorenzo Reyes, Z70 Fitness. Do you believe this guy used to be 300 pounds?
300 pounds.
Wow. You cut that in half. You went down to 150.
I went down to 150 and then decided to add some muscle, shape the body, and just do some construction, because then I found out, whatever you do to the body, it'll react. So we do negative things, we get negative reactions. So I did positive things, and now I'm finding out what my body can do. I don't know. Yeah. So I develop, and then, so this is a new body to me.
Okay. So did you do the Oprah diet? What did you do? How did you lose that 150 pounds?
The 150 pounds, I wouldn't say it was one specific thing.
It was a lifestyle change.
It was a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
A lot of little things that you do, they add up. So it's like shaving a little fat here and there, and then the plate gets heavy after a while. Mm-hmm. So one of the first things I did was I made sure that nothing deep fried, nothing cooked in its own oil, and that was a major changer right there. So that really cut out a lot of the fast food, deep fried. And so now I make 90% of my own food. I prepare it myself, snacks and meals. So the big change comes with diet. 80% is diet.
No soda?
Cut out the sodas. Yeah.
Sugar water. It's no good for you.
Yeah, exactly. And, I grew up eating white bread and soups and pastas and stuff like that, but I didn't know the nutrition value of them. There's good carbs, bad carbs, protein you got to have, and this and that. So as I became, I lost 150 pounds, then I became a trainer. So I'm that guy that was heavy my whole life. I know the insecurities. I know the way that we go into public and we have, this image of ourselves and people seeing us, So I know those things. So when I train, I'm able to sympathize, empathize, and know what they're going through. And there's these new reality shows where the trainer gains weight, then loses the weight with the client. Well, I've gone from fat to fit, and I'm 45 now, so I'm here to say, you can do it at any age. I didn't start working out until I was in eating right until I was in my late 30s.
I bet you must love waiting for your high school reunion when you can go back and say, hey, look at me now.
Look at me now. Yes, exactly. And those are little goals that I make that help me to achieve, to keep moving forward.
Yeah. So now you're helping other people do the same thing.
Yes.
Through Z70.
Through Z70. So Z70 is the business that I'm in now.
And we have some pictures we're going to show while we chat here of you doing different things. But just go ahead.
Yeah. So Z70 represents, anybody who's heavy, anybody who wants to better themselves, and so this business isn't so much about me. I started it with sweat, and making this happen. And now it's time to share it. Now it's time to help anybody else or inform somebody else. So you don't necessarily have to train with me, which I would like that, but I want people to just be educated, to be curious, and to start applying some things, And so if you don't work out with me, work out with someone. It's about, the individual, saving lives. It saved mine, I'm now a diabetic because of the overweight, but now it's controlled, diet and exercise. I got off, heavy medications, and, so it's reversing damage. And I want that to happen to other people, whether you do it with me or not,
When you get a new client, do you pull out the before and after picture of you and say, I did it, you can too?
Sometimes I do. It depends on the client. Everybody's different, and I kind of have to go with, so some clients, I'll lead up to it and have a portfolio, and I bring it out, and I say, this is my first client. And I have the heavy shots. And then I don't have the after shot, and so they wait for that, and they're like, well, where's the after? And then I tell them, well, that's me.
Oh, they didn't recognize you from the
heavy shot. So they didn't
shot.
recognize me.
Wow.
So that really gets their attention. And some clients, I just don't bring it up. I just go ahead and we do the workouts. They want to do it, and I accommodate whatever, the client wants.
How many times a week do you usually work with someone, or does it just depend? Can you do it daily, weekly, monthly?
You can do it daily, up to 6 days. You got to take one day off.
Your body has to recover at some point.
Yes,
right?
You need that reset, which also I could bring in. You also have to have a cheat meal. That'll reset the body, too.
A what?
A cheat meal. So one day a week,
cheat meal.
You get to eat whatever you want.
Uh-huh.
It could even be deep fried. You want to shock your system in order to reset it for the rest of the week. But a client can come in and I train, up to 5 days a week. But usually the average is about 2 to 3 training with me. But I do expect my client to come in and do something on their own. Some kind of cardio, something light when I'm not with them to keep their metabolism up. Yeah.
Do you do the cheat meal yourself?
Yes, I do.
What's your pizza? Slice of pizza?
I get that question a lot. The meal I like the most is going to be, I'd have to say breakfast. Pancakes and sausage and, the hash browns. Oh, I crave hash browns. When you take something away, you crave it, but you find other ways to satisfy the body with other things, substitute.
You know what I found is when you start to eat healthy for a while and then you go eat at a fast food place, it doesn't taste good, and your body almost rejects it sometimes.
That is a good point. I didn't eat anything deep fried for a year, and then I decided to go ahead and have what I liked, which was the double Western cheeseburger.
Western bacon cheeseburger?
Yes.
Carl's Jr.? I love those.
It had to be a double, and
that's about 5,000 calories. Right?
I was so heavy that night and the next day.
Yeah.
I just felt like I ate
It sits in your stomach. You can
wasn't,
feel it.
Wasn't used to the grease and the oil, so you get used to these fats and stuff that you put in your body, and pretty soon you just don't realize what you've done. But then once you start to reverse that, and then you go back to eating the way you were, you realize how bad that was. So it accumulates up. But the best part is you can accumulate back down. So nothing drastic when it comes to me and diet. Everything has to be natural. So people say 150 pounds lost. Any surgeries, anything at all. I've never touched a knife. Everything's natural. Drink plenty of water, vitamins, minerals, eating right, all these different things. Drinking plenty of water. That's really good. Helps the skin to come back. So.
And makes you feel full. Yeah.
And it makes you feel full. There's another little trick. Yeah.
Okay. I think in some of the pictures we've been looking at, we've seen GB3. You're kind of tied in with GB3 a little bit?
Yes, I'm under contract. I used to work for them full-time over at the Millburn, and I was working up to maybe, 10 to 12 hours a day. I was in really good demand, and I had a waiting
As a
list.
trainer?
As a trainer.
Yeah.
I was a trainer, and that's where I had started. And now I still work through GB3 under a contract with George Brown. And I'm able to facilitate, great opportunity to facilitate all of these different gyms that he has. And he's building a new one over in Clovis. So, it doesn't matter. I can train at any of those gyms, but I'm not restricted, though I like working at those. I work with clients out at the park, in their backyard, It doesn't matter. We need a small space. We can do this. It doesn't matter. We can have a large rubber band, and we will work out a whole body. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the gym. It could be anything, anywhere.
Yeah. Yoga, you don't need anything, right? Or Pilates, it's just stretching your body. And
it's just stretching your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a variety. It's a good point. You need to have a variety of different things. So you want some cardio, you want
you don't always need machines or belts or weights.
Some of my best workouts, Mike, is body weight. Using your own body weight. And then you realize, how out of shape you are. But once I do fit tests, so you'll do so many push-ups, and then in the next month we want to see how many more you can do. How much you've progressed, We do that with planks, and we do that with, doesn't matter, sit-ups, as many as you can do, and we try to get better and better and progress, so yeah.
Okay. All right, Lorenzo, how can folks reach you? How can they find out more about the services you offer?
Well, Z70 Fitness at gmail.com. You can call me at 559-538-8283. You can get a hold of me anytime, and if you do mention this show, I'm allowing anybody to have 2 free sessions.
Hey, we like that.
So we'll sit down, we'll do some talking, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Can you go into any GB3 and ask for Lorenzo? They could probably set you up? Did they know you there?
You need to get to me directly.
Directly.
Yeah, because
That's
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
All right.
active.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Thank you, Mike.
From 300 pounds down to in shape. Z70
too.
Fitness.
Z70.
Well, I'm trying. All right, and we'll be back with more on Central Valley Talk.